Well, here is what we have going on today. We're kind of dealing with our first little breakdown. Just a minor setback. We had a kernel processor belt go last night. I heard a heck of a vibration. I thought I had a blower bearing gone or something, or a cutter head bearing. And we inspected things. Took the KP belt didn't seem quite right, so I rolled the KP up out of the way, took the belt off of it, chopped a little bit. Everything ran fine. Put the belt back on, chopped a little farther, had one of the guys bring a new belt. We put that on, and then got done here last night, blew the chopper off, and this belt was separated again. Well, I don't know, I got this cover off. I guess I could go in this compartment here. And I've got the belt off. It's a 7-rib belt, and it is now in 2 pieces. So I got looking, and the tensioner pulley, part of it was broke off on the right-hand side. I took this cover off. I've got that tensioner pulley off of there. We're gonna throw a used one on. I just got back from Kaz now, and I picked up the tensioner pulley here. This side of it was gone. So this piece was broke right off, and being that it was broke, there was a little bit of a rib here, and that cut into the belt. So we're gonna get this on there, and then the other thing I have to do, the guys are out covering one of the bunks now, so I gotta hurry along. Got another crack in this blower housing. I've got a crack right there. You can see it running down through here, down into there. I've done some more welding on that. We've welded on this 2 other times already, and it's looking like we're going to get this to run the season here. I still have not seen a blower housing yet. One got ordered, but it was truck freighted or something, and we haven't seen that yet. So we'll go ahead and get this pulley in there, get the belt swapped out, and get that welded up. See how these guys are doing cover and bunk, and we'll get rolled on out of here. So that pulley sets in on this arm right here, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to swap that belt out without pulling that KP up out of there or not, but we'll go ahead and get after things here. Looks like I've got a cotter pin that I should replace right there. Better get that out of there, and I don't know where that piece of that pulley ended up going. Must have dropped out and fell down on the ground. So let's get that together, get this wrapped up, and get chopping here. Okay, so I'm not sure what you guys are going to be able to see, but what we're going to do is we're going to roll this kernel processor up out of the way. We're raising that up, and we get this old belt off, which is now in 2 pieces. And I did ask Jake this morning, I said, you know, would I be able to get away with running that? He said he didn't know. So rather than run the risk of what's going to happen to this belt if it decides to just disintegrate, it could rip grease lines off, and wire harnesses, and what have you when this thing decides to just throw itself everywhere. So he didn't think it'd be a good idea to chance it. And although I hate the idea of throwing this guy out, it's just not worth the hassle. Loose. Maybe I can get that on from in there. There. Alright, so we got this belt on, the pulley's in there. We'll just slide this kernel processor back down into place. Okay, so now all we need to do is get our panel back on here, do a little grinding, and do some welding. So let's get that done. So this is what this pulley looks like, all in place. The old one was broke right there, so this lip was broke off, and then it allowed this belt section, 2 ribs, to hang out in the open. And when it hung out in the open, it separated itself, and it is what it is. So we've got to get our shroud back on and get some welding done here. Alright, so through further inspection, after doing our welding up top here, I've seen this little drifter scratch here, which is a crack, and that goes in around to there. So we're gonna have to clean that up, weld that. I had to remove this shroud, and I probably should leave this shroud off so that I could just keep an eye on things here. I think what happens is these things break and no one notices it until last minute. So we'll clean that up and weld that. Okay, so we have more weld all gooped on there. It is ugly looking welds. We just tried to put some glue on there to get her to hold. So we're going to leave that shroud off of there so that we can keep an eye on that. We're going to get things boxed up here, get the knives sharpened, and get that bunk finished up. They should be about done covering that. So everything's back together here anyways, or almost. So, alright. Well, I don't know if I got any of that last clip there or not, but the camera kicked off. This is the field that we were in last night. I opened up on my nephew, and now we're filling Bill, so some of this might be a repeat here. But we'll have to see how things go here. We've got some short rounds on this side of the field that we'll deal with until all the trucks get here. That we left off with last night. We replaced that belt. To be honest with you, I don't really know if that pulley was intact when we replaced that belt or not. But it's unfortunate that we wasted that new belt, because that we maybe did another 200 ton is all with that belt. Again, I don't want to risk running it the way it is. If that belt comes apart, it could rip grease lines off, wire harnesses, it could get wrapped around the pulleys, it could just make a frickin' mess. So it's better to just put a new one on. In the past, what we've done is we would run a belt for a year and then put a new one on. Just so that we weren't running that risk, or you end up plugging the chopper because the belt blows on the KP, then you stuff everything into it, and that takes a lot of time to clean out as well. So we'll keep plugging away here. We helped them guys cover the bunk after we got the chopper done. They had most of it done before I got there. I only helped them for maybe 45 45 minutes to an hour, and a majority of the work was done before I even got there. They're hauling manure, a few of them are. Sarge, Davey, and Alex were hauling manure. So they're going to come driving silage truck now. They're going to switch trailers. And we're probably going to have a little bit of a gap in trucks here. So what we're going to do after we get this truck full, if I don't have any trucks here, we're going to get out and inspect things. That blower housing keeps me a little nervous. It's a good thing that we're staying ahead of it, but at the same time, those stress cracks are under the surface. They don't appear until they end up cracking all the way through. They crack from the inside out. So if we can keep on top of it and either get it through the corn chopping season, or get it until we see a new one, we'll be in good shape. So it looks like we have Tim pulling in here now. We're not going to be able to get right out and check things over here. But we will when we get a gap in trucks. The trees are starting to turn. There's a little bit of color, maybe another week. It'll be in full changeover mode, but Bear Mountain to my right hand side here is starting to get some color to it. Things will look quite nice on that hill when there's a little more of a change to the trees. Off to the further right hand side, I guess we do see a little more orange and red. I haven't really heard what the fall foliage is supposed to do as far as the real bright colors this year, but as long as we don't get any wind when them leaves are fully changed, things will look really nice. Alright, we'll join up with you guys in a while. Check things over and see how things are. Well, we got that field done, which was down in the valley, down on yonder, and where we're headed to now is up on top of this hill, Lafayette. Today is Friday, October 11th, and tomorrow this Apple Festival starts. It goes Saturday and Sunday. I don't know if they run on Monday too or not, but we're not going to want to come this way while this thing is going on, because Route 20 just about gets shut down coming through here. Just the amount of traffic that comes in and out of this event, it's just about like a roadblock down here. So we're going to work up in this area for the rest of today, and then we will move home and go in a different direction here for tomorrow. So we haven't had a chance to check over our pulleys yet, but we will once we get a gap in trucks, and we'll show you what we see. Some dude with oil down in the shop. Go see what he wants. So, all right. Close of this video. Starting to get a little dark here, and we are just about out of daylight here, so We're cutting a swath down through the middle of this field. We're getting right after here. We're filling Fitzy right at the moment here. I just jumped off one row, shifted to my left a little bit. And Alex is on deck. You're just about loaded, Fitzy.